Australian Open 2025. When and where to watch Jannik Sinner vs Alexander Zverev. Live coverage on TV and online. Sinner vs Zverev, US Open 2025 live streaming. Check out the live streaming details for the Australian Open men's singles final between Sinner vs Zverev. The stage is set for both Jannik Sinner and Alexander Zverev, who are set to toe-to-toe for the men's singles final at the Australian Open. The Italian tennis star has his sights set on creating history, winning back-to-back Grand Slams, while his German counterpart will look to get his first. Sinner, coming off an unresolved doping case, would look to put the dark moment in his career behind him and get back to his best form with the racket. The Italian has also been under stress due to health issues when he felt dizzy and also had an upset stomach following his fourth-round win. He also dealt with cramps through his semi-final win. Zverev stands in his way, but the German has yet to secure a victory in a final, having lost both the instances in major competitions. He had lost to Dominic Thiem in the 2020 US Open final and Carlos Alcaraz in the French Open final, in last year's competition. The German secured his spot in the finale after Novak Djokovic pulled out due to injury, following the first set in the semi-final clash. The head-to-head stats fall in favor of Zverev, who has won 4 games against Sinner, but the latter remains as the latest winner, having won during the ATP 1000 Masters in Cincinnati. This will be the first title match at Rod Laver Arena between the men seeded 1 and 2 since number 1 Djokovic defeated number 2 Nadal in 2019. The men's singles final in the Australian Open 2025 match between Jannik Sinner and Alexander Zverev will be played on Sunday, January 26 at the Rod Laver Arena, Melbourne. The match will begin at 2 p.m. IST. The men's singles final in the Australian Open 2025 match between Jannik Sinner and Alexander Zverev will be available on Sony Sports Network. The men's singles final in the Australian Open 2025 match between Jannik Sinner and Alexander Zverev will be streamed on the Sony LIV app.